The first one, I think, could easily be spun to be extremely positive depending on the person asking, depending on the type of gamer that is watching the video. I feel like this video is one of two things. It's either rage bait or self affirmation. It's like self affirmation that you're fucking weird and a prick, or it's like rage bait that you're like a journalist who wants more inclusivity in video games, or you're in the middle like me and just think it's a little weird. To name the title of your video. Oh, wrong screen. The pussification of video games, and then having Fortnite as the first thing on the screen. Fortnite is a game for children. Of course, this game is gonna have funny dances and a bunch of crossover characters. Kids fucking love that shit. We'll get into the video and see if he has any other points. Maybe he'll mention some of the games that have moved closer to more feminine origins or feminine roots. Like you look at like the Gears of War series when it was always about Marcus and Dom, and I can't remember all their names. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I wasn't a super big Gears of War fan, but it was like definitely a tale of like brotherhood and war and camaraderie and loyalty. And now the main characters are girls. I think her name is, what's her name? Caroline Diaz or something? I don't even know her name. I can't think of a single Gears fan who cares about that character. And then you look at another newer game like Wolfenstein, how the original Wolfenstein games and the original re-releases or remakes, it was still a male character. And then I think New Blood, they made it his daughters. And they were very like quippy, corny, millennial styled written characters that some people thought were terribly written. And I don't even think that had anything to do with the fact that they were females. They were just very poorly written. But we'll watch the video and see if he's got any good points. I'm going to immediately assume that this is going to make a lot of people mad. I'm sure he's going to say some not okay things.
Today, I want to talk about the great pussification of video games that has happened the past 20 years.
This is, okay. Having it say this is gay is crazy.
Doing this. If you have recently had the thought, I wonder what new pumpkin-flavored items Trader Joe's has, be careful, my brother in Christ, you might be gay now. But if there's one...
Who said gay people can't enjoy video games? What do you mean? What's the problem? What's the problem with gay people enjoying video games, bro? I want to know. I know gay people who love video games. What do you mean? There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, who said they also want a bunch of gay agenda in their video games? Or what if they just want to play a video game and escape reality and don't want to think about that? What the fuck? Huh?
One thing that is straight as hell, it's the rock solid video game.
See, why's it got to be straight? Why can't they just be manly? Why does it have to be straight specifically? That's kind of weird. I don't care if the main character of a video game is gay. Like, I think a perfect example, right? I already paused. I'm 23 seconds in, bro. Mortal Kombat has tons of like gay and bisexual characters, but they don't make it their fucking character identity, right? Takeda from Mortal Kombat X, not Takeda, Kung Jin from Mortal Kombat X was gay. He wasn't allowed to be a monk like his cousins Liu Kang and Kung Lao because of his sexuality, right? So he went his own way, and then his group of friends, accepted him for who he was, and it wasn't a problem. They didn't make it like a major focus of his character, the fact that he was gay. Melina, another good example. Melina is half Tarkatan, or a Tarkatan experiment mixed with Edenian blood, but she's gay. She's in love with Tanya. They don't make it her whole personality. If you look at her and the way she dresses, she still dresses like a sexy woman, but that doesn't matter. You see, like, it doesn't push those characters' identities as like one trait that makes them linear. I think even doing the same thing with a straight male character can be kind of annoying. You look at Duke Nukem and his like tongue-in-cheek, terrible fucking straight man humor of him pissing in a urinal in the middle of a fight, or going to a strip club in the middle of a game. Like, yeah, they're funny-ish, but they're also extremely childish and very one-note and one-dimensional. So it works either way.
Of the 2000s, your Gears of War, your Medals of Honor, your Chronicles of Riddick.
Chronicles of Riddick is based off a movie. I don't know if we should count that. Pure masculine rage. I mean, they are pure. That's true. I will admit that all three of these games are pure masculine rage.
These games were masculine as hell, and we want them back, and we're boycotting video games until they come back. I recently saw this disappointing photo of Phil Spencer being pushed out of the photo by two domineering girl bosses who are probably unfulfilled because they're trying to succeed in the corporate world instead of having children at home like God designed.
Whoa, that was crazy. See, this is what I meant by this is what I meant by he was probably gonna say some shit that's crazy. What in the world was that?
Little Doom shirt, like, hey guys, I'm still one of the bros, right? Look, like, we can still hang, right? Nah, Phil, you're trash. You got cucked, dude. You're useless. So I have found that there are still people out
Her.
there.
Yeah. See, this is like the new character in Gears of War. Like, and it's not even that she's a girl. Look, I'm gonna be honest. I don't care if there's a strong female lead in a video game as long as they're not written poorly. Look at Lara Croft. Look at Jill Valentine. You could even look at a more modern example. Look at Aloy from the origin, the first Horizon game. Horizon, it wasn't Forbidden West. What was it called? I can't remember. But the new one, I haven't played it. I haven't watched any of it. I don't know if she's written better or worse. But the first one, she was a well-written character. There was nothing wrong with her, and she was a female lead. I don't see the issue.
Who deny the simple fact that games have gone woke, homo, and gay in 2024.
Whoa.
So in this video, I'm going to literally prove it to you using science. What we will do is read the back of the box description of 6 random games from 2024, and then we will read the back of the box descriptions of 6 random games from the
I heard this game bombed really hard. This is Dustborn, right? I heard this game bombed terribly.
2000s. And if what I'm saying is true, we should notice a feminization.
These are just games that aren't made for his demographic. I don't see the problem. You know that there's still Call of Duties, right? That there's still games like Dark Sector, that there's still... Maybe there's no Ride to Hell Retribution. That game is one of a kind. You're never going to find another game like that. You're not going to find a new Days, right? But these are just not games for you. Like, I'm sorry, I think some of these are little indie games, too. I don't even think these are like AAA. These are AAA games. Why are we comparing AAA games to indies? I'm really confused.
A pussification, a gayification of video games that has happened the past 20 years.
To be fair, you don't have to make your Fortnite characters dance like this if you don't want to. Like, I don't have this Fortnite dance, and I wouldn't make my male character dance like this in Fortnite even if I did have it. But you can, because that's your prerogative. You bought the skin, you bought the dance. It doesn't matter. Don't look at it. You don't like it, don't look at it. What the hell?
And before you bring up that video games don't have boxes anymore in 2024, calm your tits. You know what I mean. So to find 6 modern games, I didn't have to look very far. I literally just went to the front page of Xbox Game Pass and found these games. This is clearly what Phil and his team of homos actually expects us men to play. Here they are. Creatures of...
These are not all AAA games. It's so hard to, like... I don't know, man. Like, just... You should probably look at AAA versus AAA and indie versus indie. Because the indies always had funky little looking games like this. It's fine, whatever. But if you look at the AAA space, what were the last like big games to release, right? We look at like Spider-Man, Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3. If Baldur's Gate 3 and like Alan Wake and Spider-Man and God of War aren't manly enough for you, I don't know what is, bro. What's the problem?
Ava, Dungeons of Hinterberg,
especially God of War. Come on, man. You're beating up Norse gods.
Now you might say, oh, Andrew, you're specifically picking out games aimed at children. No, dude, I'm literally just going to the front page of Game Pass, and these are 6 games featured on the front page of Game Pass. Also, side note, isn't it weird that these pedo developers are always making games aimed at kids? But that's a whole other thing.
You know that games, the biggest demographic for gamers is kids. It's like kids ages like 12 to like 17 or something. They're still the biggest demographic. You know why? They have more time on their hands. I'm not out gaming a 12-year-old, bro. Like, I can't do it. I have a job.
I'm not going to get into right now. All right, so what games from the 2000s should we compare these with? These are 6 kind of random games that I just happened to pull off the shelf without thinking too much about it. They are
off his shelf, which means his shelf only has all machismo manly games, right? You're not going to a random GameStop and picking 6 games off a shelf that are all Xbox 360. That's anecdotal evidence. This is your shelf, bitch. What the fuck? Like, let's look at a game like Borderlands, right? Borderlands was released like what, mid 2000s? I think like what, 2008, 2009, something like that. It was Xbox 360 era. It's got really cartoony graphics. It's got super quippy Cartoon Network late night humor style jokes. It's not necessarily a manly game. As a matter of fact, my wife's best friend loves Borderlands, and she's a girl. Like, you know what I mean? Like, video games can be enjoyed by anyone. And some of the best video games have been successful because they're easy to enjoy by anyone. Like, we can't deny the popularity of Fortnite because of how you can choose to make it as gritty and as well. I mean, until you run into like anime skins and superheroes, you can choose to make it as like serious as you want it, or you can choose to play it like it's a sandbox simulator with all your favorite Marvel characters playing in some random creative mode that you choose to play. Right? That's why that game is so big. Sorry, these games pale in comparison, which is unfortunate. They're specks on a graph. They are just little marginal gains in comparison to how big gaming is now. And the reason why gaming is so big now is because we actually think about the broader audience of people who can enjoy video games. We have video games for everyone. We have video games for men, for young boys, for young girls, for women, for old people. Old people love Candy Crush, right? And it's one of the top grossing games of all time. But I work with two older people. One of them is my boss. One of them is one of the seamstresses. She's my coworker. They both fucking love Candy Crush. Like, my boss is in like the top 4,000 people on the leaderboard, and he's 65 years old. I can't say anything. Like, he's a gamer, bro. I don't have that. I don't have that recognition.
Others in Arms, Road to Hill 30, Ride to Hell Retribution, Modern Warfare 2, Dark Sector, Deus Ex Human Revolution, Chronicles of Riddick, Assault on Dark Athena. And again, all I'm going to do here is read the descriptions and we will compare. 2024, Creatures of Ava. Let your empathy guide you as you play an exciting action-adventure creature saver game. Understand and tame the creatures of Ava and let them lead you through a variety of ecosystems, all in the hopes of saving the planet from a life-consuming infection.
That sounds like a cool little cozy game. What's the problem?
The two main characters of this game are, of course, homosexual black women because, 2024.
Yeah. Love that for them.
Empathy guide you? Like, what the hell? I don't play video games to let my empathy guide me and, ooh, I want to be gay and collect creatures and, like, this game just sounds retarded. Let's be honest.
Oh, also, another good written female lead character is the one from Beyond Good and Evil. That's a really old game, so I can, like, even bring it back even further. And no one cared how she was portrayed. Same thing, I already said Lara Croft from Tomb Raider, right? So, I don't think it's that, like, women are the lead characters. I think it's that they're poorly written. Also, I don't know if that was a poorly written description. That just sounds like it's not a game for him.
So now let's compare this with a game from 20 years ago. 2005, Brothers in Arms, Road to Hill 30. The back of the box says this: they would sacrifice everything except each other. Like, damn, dude, just grab.
I'm going to be honest. Fellas, is it gay to sacrifice everything but your homie? I mean, he said that everything's kind of gay now, but I mean, that description's a little Brokeback Mountain, if I'm honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I gotta sacrifice everything else, my homie's gotta go too. You know what I'm saying? It's all about me. Numero uno. I'm the most important. You know what I'm saying? So
grabs you by the balls. Like, that is.
And now he's talking about being grabbed by the balls? I don't know. This guy sounds a little more fruity than the games that he's referring to.
Box. I'm like, okay, I'm interested now. That is a dope intro for a back of the box. It goes on: the night before D-Day, 1944. The paratroopers of the 101st Airborne Division are dropped into Normandy and scattered behind.
What a classic! This game was actually really good, by the way. What a classic!
Harrowing days that will define history and unite you forever as brothers in arms. Like,
what a classic!
Like, the balls of these games description. I have to go play this game now.
It was a good game.
This is what's honestly missing from the 2024 homo trash. Like, nothing is good anymore. Nothing grabs us. This is why video games profits are down. Did he say video games profits are down? Video games are the most profitable industry, like entertainment industry in the world. What the fuck did he just say? He's making shit up. It's the most profitable entertainment industry in the world. It's beating movies and music. It's like beating music by like fourfold, dude. Like, what the fuck? Wait a minute. Okay, anyways, we'll just keep watching and I hope he contradicts himself some more. That was crazy. Completely quit catering to their base market of men. Next game, 2024 Dungeons of Hinterberg. Armed with a sword and a tourist guide, Explore the beautiful alpine village of Hinterberg and uncover the magic hidden within its dungeons.
Can I be honest? In the 2000s, you know what I was playing? I don't know how old this guy is. In 2000s, I was playing like 3D platformers and stuff because I was a kid. I was born in 95. So in 2004, 2005, I would have been 9 or 10 years old. I was playing fucking Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg, bro. This game looks like that. I'm cool. Like I'm straight, bro. I'm all good. Like if a kid wanted to play this, I wouldn't be like, no, this isn't a game for you. Like this is what's wrong with the world, bro. We were making too many of these games that aren't for us. Like I'm a grown man, so yeah, if my interests have changed, or when I was a teenage boy and I stopped playing some of those 3D platformers, though I've wanted to go back and play them now, it's like some sort of like a nostalgia thing. If the demographic isn't for me, I'm not going to complain about the game. I'm just going to go look for a game that is made for me. What? It doesn't make any sense, right? Because those games existed back then. Like, what are we going to say? Mario was too much of a pussy? Mario wasn't manly enough? Because all he did everything for some pussy, bro. He literally killed a giant dragon turtle for some pussy. That's all. That's the whole game. Is that not manly enough for you? I don't know if he killed Bowser, but he at least beat him. You guys know what I'm saying.
Solve puzzles.
Oh, this game has combat.
All this and more awaits.
Wait, this game has combat. I don't know what the problem is.
Okay, I like swords, but based on the game's art style, I know within the first 5 minutes
we for sure have a man who dresses as a woman in woman's clothes on our team. Oh, he's saying that like a trans person made this game. Okay, sure, whatever, man. Like, okay, yeah, all right, man.
I'm good. Now compare this with the 2013 masterpiece Ride to Hell Retribution. Back of the box says
what a game.
2 fists, 2 wheels,
no rules. Yeah.
Now it's a little cheesy, but
it is definitely cheesy.
Thing. This game has balls, but it gets better. A lone rider, Jake Conway, locked in a battle to the death against a ruthless gang of bikers called the Devil's Hand. Okay, and you got a hot chick on the back. Like, dude, I'm in. I want to play this game now. These 2024 games will be 3 sentences long and still can't grab my attention. And then with like one word, this 2013 game completely has me by the balls. Like, guys,
can we hold on? Can we look at the review score for Ride to Hell Retribution real quick? I want to see how high it is because I remember that game. What's like okay, let's look at Metacritic. Metacritic. I didn't think that game was that bad, but you know, he's talking about manly games and how good they were. I thought this game was pretty cool. But I mean, I guess I was a kid, right? 2013. I would have been like 16, 17, right? Bro, this game got a fucking 19% out of 100. Shut the fuck up. You're so weird.
It kind of makes me sad.
I think it was that bad,
America
to be fair.
Actually used to export like cool stuff to the
what
world.
In the world?
And now it's just
I don't remember it being that bad.
Garbage that America is exporting. Like I know you dudes in Europe know what I'm talking about. Like America used to export, you know, the Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, the Stallone movies, like all of the awesome stuff of the 80s and 90s. And look at like the homo trash garbage that America is exporting today. And it's such a shame. Next game, 2024.
This guy sounds like he says the N-word in his free time. And like he calls people the F-slur when they turn their back. Like someone is like gay or whatever, and they make his burger at like at McDonald's because he probably can't afford anything. Actually, his YouTube channel's pretty big. He probably can't, but he like eats McDonald's and like the cashier's gay or whatever. And after he gets his order, he's like, "Thanks, F slur." Like that's what this guy just. I'm not trying to like belittle him, but that's just how it feels. I'm just being honest.
Lock Siege of Dawn. Step into the boots of Nor Van Anik, an elite member of the Coalition Army.
Why does he have to talk like that? Can you just read it normal?
Mysterious fox-like
look lame and soft? How does it look lame and soft?
Against the gods.
Dude, it's got a fox. What's the problem?
Inky, who shares his knowledge of the world with you, your combat skills and traversal abilities will be imbued with this magical.
How does that look soft?
Making you a duo to be reckoned with.
What?
Like, nah.
I'm sorry. This combat looks good. I'm so fucking lost. What's the problem? This combat looks cool.
Gay. It sounds queer. Why is every game like this now? It's always some.
The combat looks so cool. Why are we worried about what the description says? Play the game and tell me if you think the game has like balls. Play the game. Don't worry about the description. play it or watch it, and I'm like just watching this. I'm like, this combo looks cool. This is like some mindless hack and slash, like fast paced action, and there was a lot of blood. Isn't blood manly?
Magical nonsense that never sounds cool. It's like none of these developers beta tested any of
She's
these
got
ideas
explosions
with
and
normal
shit.
guys.
She's literally Michael
I
Bay. What's the
guarantee
problem?
You get a bunch of straight dudes in a room and they would tell you this idea was terrible. Oh, but the cherry on top, of course, is this. Black female lesbian girl boss as the main character. Like, F off, dude. I'm not playing. I think it's a woman. It might be a man. It might be a they, them. All right, jumping back to the 2000s. And I know this isn't fair.
That's not a good comparison, bro. That's not fair. You can't compare anything from now to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 original. That's just come on, bro.
But it just popped
I'm
on
not
the shelf. 2009.
Look, man,
Modern
nothing's gonna
Warfare
beat that
2.
game.
Back of the box says this. Modern Warfare 2 continues the gripping and heart-racing action as players face off against a new threat dedicated to bringing the world to the brink of collapse. Like, yes, dude, I want to know that new threat dedicated to bringing the world to the brink of collapse. Also, if you had played Call of Duty before this, you're kind of already invested, so it's a great tagline. 2024 game, Flock. Flock is a multiplayer co-op game about the joy of flight and collecting adorable flying creatures with your friends. Soar through beautiful landscapes.
So multiplayer Pokemon with flight exploration? Was Pokemon gay or something when you were a kid? I'm confused. Are monster taming games gay? I don't know. I liked Pokemon when I was a kid. So if a bunch of kids got together and wanted to play this or wanted to play Minecraft, yo, what up, Chewy? I wouldn't be like, that's so gay, bro. Like, what? I don't get
Rare
it.
and elusive creatures to add to your flock. Like, dude, this shit is gay. Like, this is either designed for a 5-year-old or
Maybe
designed for a 30-year-old gay man.
Maybe it's designed for a 5-year-old. Have you kind of rationalize that to yourself? Because, we had kids games when we were kids. Like I said, I don't know how old this guy is. I don't want to assume, but he's got to be at least mid-30s. If he's talking about the glory days of gaming, he's mid-30s, maybe even late 30s. Old fuck. But so I'm assuming that he didn't play a lot of kids games or kiddie games when he was a kid. He was already playing more gritty action games, right? He didn't mention Mortal Kombat, which would have been a great thing to mention as like a more gritty action game to play. But did I offend you and I said old fuck? My bad. That's pretty good. Because I think back to my childhood and what I played, and I played the 3D platforming Sonic games. I played Billy Hatcher. I played Pokemon. I played Mario Galaxy and Sunshine. And then I slowly started transitioning to playing more, gritty games, and mostly more fighting games. And that's kind of when I started playing more gritty games like the Mortal Kombat, the Injustices, the newer Street Fighter 4, things like that. But before that, I was totally playing very childish games because guess what? I was a child. That kind of makes sense. That I don't see the issue.
Or it's designed for a woman, but none of those people are buying Xboxes. Like,
what do you mean? Did he just say that women, 5-year-olds, and gay guys aren't buying Xboxes? Okay. I want to see where he get that number from. Like, where did he just pull that out of his ass? Because I bet you anything that wait, what did the video say? Yeah, look.
It's designed for a 5-year-old, or it's designed for a 30-year-old gay man, or it's designed for a woman. But none of those people are buying Xboxes. Like, Phil.
My wife has an Xbox right there. She's a woman. She's 29. She has an Xbox. It's right there. My brother in Christ. And I bet you anything that if a child asks for a video game console, the Xbox Series S is the cheapest one. So if a 5-year-old is getting a console for Christmas, guess what? It's probably going to be an Xbox Series S or a Nintendo Switch. So that logic doesn't make any sense to me. Once again, contradicted himself. But okay.
Bro,
in the video is a hater. He's a little silly.
All right, jumping back to the 2000s. This is a good one.
Dark Sector was a cool game, but hold on. We're going to do the same thing we did with Ride to Hell Retribution, because I thought Ride to Hell Retribution was a pretty cool game, that it was very quippy and like manly and gritty, but it got like super bad review scores. So I'm going to look up Dark Sector 2008, and we're going to check the Metacritic review score and see how low it is before we let him make us believe that it was well received. Okay, see, Right to Retribution got a fucking 19 out of 100. This game got a 72 out of 100. So like this was actually a good game. This was a pretty good game. I mean, it wasn't amazing, but it was pretty 72. You know, that's pretty good. Okay.
Nate, become the ultimate weapon. The virus, the source of your
He didn't even mention Infamous. I think Infamous was badass.
Unleash the deadly power of the glaive and become the hero. Like, dude, that's
Infamous, Metal Gear.
Now I'm intrigued.
Old 007 games, bro. If you want to talk about cool old video games that you were a manly man, why the fuck are you not bringing up 007 video games? 007 video games are all about fucking bad bitches, being a spy, and saving the day. I don't you can't get any more straight manly than that. And he's not even mentioning those games. Some of these games are corny, if I'm honest. Like Right to Hell Retribution was a manly game, sure, but it was a corny game akin to like fucking Duke Nukem. Those games aren't good. They're like funny, and maybe you experience them once, and you're like, that was sick. But if you go back and re-experience it, it's not as good. Brothers in Arms was a different story. Brothers in Arms was actually a good military shooter.
A virus? My power? What is the glaive? Like, what is this about? I want to become the ultimate weapon. Like, in the 2000s, games were made by straight dudes, and in 2020, games are made by mostly gay men and women. Like, it's that simple.
If games are mostly made by gay men and women in the 2024s, maybe stop playing video games if that's a problem for you. Also, what makes you think that a gay man can't make a good video game? A gay man made good music. Don't y'all love Freddie Mercury? I love Freddie Mercury, and I'm straight. I think his music's amazing. What's the problem? He even wrote songs about women. He loved his fat bottom girls, but he was gay. How could he love fat bottom girls? Bro, in the video is brain rot? Yeah, I think so.
In actual straight men, we want power. We want cool weapons. We want, deadly powers and glaives and becoming the ultimate weapon. That sounds cool. But if you're a gay man or a woman or a child, none of which are people who actually play video games.
Why would you say children don't play video? I still can't the Wii is like the second most sellingest console of all time. And you know who bought Nintendo Wiis? Families. And families bought them for their kid. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you can't say that video games aren't played by children. My brother in Christ, in 2008, you were probably a child. In 2005. I was a child in 2005. I can remember some of these games, and I thought they were okay. I thought they were pretty cool. 2005, I would have been 10 years old. I was a child. So to say that children don't play video games might be the dumbest thing ever. Look at Roblox. Look at Fortnite. Look at Minecraft. God, I hope it's not as many adults as I think as it is on Minecraft and Roblox, but it might be. But those games were originally designed for, guess what? Children. And they're some of the most popular games in the world. Do you know why? Because old fucks that played them when they were kids have nostalgia for them, and because actual children are still playing them. Or now you're a grown-ass man with a child, and you play it with your child. That means the child's playing the game.
Then you want to collect adorable creatures. It really comes down
to I love Pokemon.
2024, magical delicacy, and I've made fun of this game before. A wholesome pixel art platformer.
I like pixel art games. Hold the fuck up. Who is this YouTuber? We'll look at his name at the end. I'm not subscribed to this guy for very good reason, clearly. What's wrong with pixel art? Pixel art is where games came from. Why not bring it back to its roots?
Cook magical delicacies from a vast collection of ingredients in your own shop. Explore an unfamiliar town and deliver tasty treats to the
Okay, that does sound kind of lame.
Like, no, dude. What the fuck? Yeah, no.
I don't know if it would make you gay, but it sounds lame. It sounds like it's supposed to be like a cozy game, and I don't really play a lot of it. Like, my cozy game is like RuneScape, you know? I don't really do cozy game. I played Lego Fortnite for like 8 hours once. I thought it was pretty cool, but I was playing Lego Fortnite like killing shit. Like, I was killing shit and crafting and making my base better. Like, I wasn't just doing creative or anything. Right? So it wasn't necessarily cozy. But I don't know. I'm not a hater of cozy games. I understand that there's like people who actually like them. I know guys who like cozy games. Like, I don't see the issue. Cozy games can be just as popular, if not more popular, than like a traditional shooter. Like, look at the Animal Crossing sales numbers. Animal Crossing. Let me see. Let's look at like one of the most popular cozy games of all time. What's it called? Stardew Valley. Let's look at Stardew Valley. I hope Metacritic is the first thing to show up so I can continue to use Metacritic. Does this game not have a Metacritic review score? Why not? It does. Okay, I just spelled Stardew Valley wrong. I put 3 L's in Valley because I'm an idiot. Yeah, I don't know. This reviewed better than both of the games that he mentioned. And these are user ratings, by the way. That means there was 2,000 people who rated this. I can pull up, we can do this again. I can pull up Dark Sector 2008 if you want. We can do this, and it's not going to look good. If I pull up Dark Sector 2008 with 63 user ratings, 63, it has a 7. This has 2,000 user ratings with an 8.8. Maybe you're just wrong. I'm going to leave this open so if we have to pull up another game it talks about. I can't pull up Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. We know that it's got like probably like a 9.6 or 9.7. I mean, it's fucking Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. There's no beating it. This game looks boring, to be fair.
I want to deliver tasty treats to the townsfolk. That is something women would do, but that is not something a straight guy would be like.
Yeah, maybe this game is for women. Maybe, I mean, just a thought. Just a thought. Maybe you're not supposed to play this. Maybe it's for women.
Ooh, I want to deliver tasty treats. Jumping back to a classic from the 2000s.
This game was pretty good.
Human Revolution 2011.
Hold on. We got to do it. I should have done it from the start. I should have done it from the start. Let's check Metacritic. It's probably pretty good, like 89. Yeah, okay. I mean, I remember this game being good, so fair enough. We're going to keep this open. We're going to keep doing it. But, you know, it only barely beats Stardew Valley. And it has 962 user ratings in comparison to Stardew Valley's 2,181. So to say that video game sales are down, once again, more active user base means that
change you.
Sales can't be down.
Damn, son, what truth? I have to know. What is being hidden from me? It goes on. Critically injured after a deadly attack, Adam Jensen undergoes a life-saving operation, augmenting him with powerful cybernetics. Caught in the middle of a vast conspiracy, Adam's choices will affect both himself and all of humanity as he seeks answers across the globe. Like, dude, I am rock hard right now. Like, I want to play this game.
He just said he's rock hard after reading a video game description about a man doing manly things. Can we be honest? Maybe he's the gay one. I heard that description. I was like, that sounds like a badass game. Cool. I wouldn't describe myself as rock hard after hearing that. Fellas, is it gay to get hard while reading about another man?
Game. I don't want to play anything about collecting adorable creatures or delivering gay treats to people's houses.
Once again, I just have to ask, does he not like Pokemon? He doesn't want to collect creatures. Does he not like Pokemon? Is Pokemon not one of the greatest IPs, like intellectual properties in video games of all time? I'm so confused. I wouldn't call Pokemon gay, and like that first line was about collecting creatures. That's Pokemon. You can battle them too, which is
whatever Human Revolution is about. And it's funny because like I can't put my finger on exactly what made 2000s games so good, but it has something.
Games in the 2000s understood their audience, men. Okay, so if I may, game of I'm gonna look up something. Game of the year contenders. We'll start with 2007. Nope. No, I said 2007. Let's go back. Let's start with 2007. We gotta find. I want to find the contenders. Winners and nominees. Perfect. Okay, so we can only go back as far as 2014. I guess. That sucks. I would really like to go. Wait, oh, maybe. Yeah, I mean, thanks, Jeff Keighley. I mean, we got Bayonetta 2. Oh, also, Bayonetta, that's a good female lead protagonist. I mean, she's supposed to be like a sexy succubus, so of course boys are gonna like that. But still, she's a good female protagonist. She's a little corny, but she's cool. Dark Souls. This is 2014, by the way. We got Dark Souls 2. We got Dragon Age Inquisition. We have Bayonetta 2. I mean, if you care about Hearthstone, I don't. 2015, Bloodborne. Fallout 4. I mentioned Metal Gear Solid earlier, and Super Mario Maker's in here. This is not a game for manly men. This is a game for children. What is this doing here? We go to 2017. Persona 5, probably a game for weebs and children. Horizon Zero Dawn. That was the name of it. Super Mario Odyssey. Wow, it's crazy how kids can play video games. That's why. Oh, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild one. A game for children. Crazy. What won this year? Witcher 3. Okay. We go here. We go to 2019. We have Sekiro. I mean, FromSoft, of course, one game of the year. Yeah. We got Control. Remedy's really cool. Death Stranding. All these are manly men games. I'll be honest. Yeah. Control also is pretty good, and it's like there's a female lead protagonist. I don't see the problem. Resident Evil 2, which is just a remake, doesn't count. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, game literally for children, party game. Haha, very funny. And then we look at 2020, and there's a good few games on here that he wouldn't call very manly, right? We got Hades. We got an eternal teen going through the angst of trying to escape his father, Hades, the god of the underworld, and his name is Zagreus, like Zachary. It's kind of funny. And then we also have Animal Crossing: New Horizons, which probably could have easily won Game of the Year. Not made for adults, I guess, or not made for men, right? I mean, I know some guys who play Animal Crossing. Who cares? We could even look at last year's. Last year's Baldur's Gate 3 won, but I mean, that's a manly men game, right? Probably according to him. And this was last year, so I don't see the issue. And then we also have Super Mario Wonder as a Game of the Year contender, and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Kids clearly play video games if 2 of the games out of the 5 in the game, I think it's 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 out of the 6, a third of the nominees are cozy or kids games. These are kids games, and they're a third of the nominees. I gotta know where this is coming from. I don't get it. Video's not even over. I'm man.
Thing to do with men. Dude, we're dudes and we want games about dudes.
I'm confused. See, I'm glad you mentioned Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid's cool.
Identity and a man who is going through something, who is actually a man. I can't really describe what made the 2000s games so good.
This guy sounds.
They're focused exclusively.
This guy sounds obsessed with men. Kind of gay.
Exclusively on the male psyche. Because it was men playing the games. It's always been men playing the games.
Sleeping Dogs, fuck. That game was good.
Xbox don't realize this obvious fact and keep designing games for 14-year-old girls, for women, and for gay men. I truly think Xbox is going to go out of business, and Sony will go out of business if they don't figure out who their audience is.
Didn't Sony just make Spider-Man and God of War like last year? Aren't those like male power fantasies? You're fucking Spider-Man or you're Kratos kicking ass across the Nordic pantheon. I don't. Okay. Oh, I accidentally muted it. I should have kept it muted. Honestly.
Tropical open world adventure. Take control.
I don't know why he has to talk like that when talking about the new games.
Jam on your fully playable ukulele.
Hell yeah.
No, dude, this just sounds like some cozy garbage trash game. Like if I wanted to,
what's wrong with cozy games?
If I wanted to chill out and do nothing, I would just go do something besides play a video game. But when I play a video game, I want.
Hold on. I think being able to chill out and do nothing while playing a video game is a good thing. That's why MMOs are so popular. Like a lot of the meat of an MMO is grinding, and you're literally doing nothing, but you're playing a video game. And MMOs, if we're honest, and if we know our demographics, MMOs are mostly populated by men. So what the fuck are you talking about? What's going on?
To have
another contradiction. Contradiction number 3.
Experience. I don't want to have some cozy trash experience.
She can turn into a
my
bug?
only thinking with this
Kinda
is
cool.
that Xbox seems
And
to
a
think that their
bird?
target is gay men, 5-year-olds, and women. But the super obvious fact, as I've said it again and again, is that their audience is full of 30-year-old dudes. So like,
Okay, so he's
I just
mid-30s
think
probably.
Xbox is
Old
probably
fuck.
going to go bankrupt because they keep putting stuff like this out. All right, and let's look at the final game here that I found from the 2000.
All right, you guys know what it is. You guys know what it's time to do. Let's check Chronicles of Riddick the game. I'm sure it has great review scores, just like the movie did. Ha 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 ha. I'm joking, by the way. I don't think the movie was very well received. I don't know how to spell. I'm just gonna type in game review Metacritic. I'm not gonna type in all that shit. There it is. Escape from, but no, that's not it. Where's the other? There it is. This is the one. Oh wow, this game got very favorably reviewed actually. I mean, only 82 user ratings, but I mean, it got favorably reviewed. All right, I'll shut my fucking mouth. I'll shut up.
Thousands, and it is called The Chronicles of Riddick: Assault on Dark Athena.
That's a long
You
ass.
already know this box is about to
That's
go
a-
hard.
That's a long ass fucking title.
There is power in darkness. See, like men, we want power. We're all about powers and domination and conquering. Understand your audience, guys. Below that, it says a dark, intense shooter set in an epic sci-fi world.
Okay.
Like, this is all things we want. We want darkness, we want intensity, we want shooting, and we want sci-fi.
I do like sci-fi.
Darkness with
Halo fucks.
action and brutal melee combat. And then for the first time, play as Riddick in multiplayer on System Link or online. Below that, it says, be Riddick, the most ruthless criminal in the universe. In his latest chronicle, Riddick has been captured by the Dark Athena, a mercenary ship hell-bent on eliminating him once and for all. Using his intense hand-to-hand combat skills, explosive firepower, and lethal stealth, Riddick must shut down.
That's pretty violent.
Captain Ravos and her deadly crew.
Damn, that was badass.
Darkness. No one is safe. Like, dude, don't you want to play that game? Darkness, power, prison.
Damn, he just killed bro like that?
The kind of games that guys, that straight men want to play. And it's just
look, can we be honest? He's saying straight men. Why would a gay man not want to also play as Riddick? He's supposed to be like a badass, hot criminal. You think gay men also don't like badass, muscular, hot criminals? I gotta ask. Like, people are like, yeah, man, men should have beards. That's the straight man thing to do. Wait, you think gay men don't like beards? So you gotta explain this shit to me. I don't get it.
To see the video game industry completely bottoming out and completely dying right now because they're chasing.
The video game industry is not dying right now. What? Profits are still up. I mean, yeah, the budgets are bigger, and that's a problem. But the industry overall is still making tons of money. It's still the most profitable entertainment medium.
Audiences that don't exist.
Game sucked.
Gay men don't play your games. Kids don't play Xboxes. Women.
Chat, raise your hand if you were a kid and you had an Xbox back in the day. Chat, raise your hand if you were a kid and you had an Xbox. That's what I fucking thought. Okay.
Women don't play Xboxes.
Chat, raise your hand if you're a woman and you've had an Xbox in your life. I'm not a woman, but I think we've been over this. Marianne has an Xbox. Okay.
Phil Spencer and PlayStation and all these companies need to wake up and freaking realize that straight dudes are playing these games and they need to be making games for us. So developers, if you are listening, give us manly games. Give us power. Give us darkness. Give us violence.
It's funny that this is his way of saying, like, save the video game industry, but he's doing it in such a brash and crude way that I don't think his point at all gets across. If I'm honest, what he wants, and I get what he wants games to be appealing to him so that he can enjoy video games again. Okay? The video is basically over. This video sucked. This video is very bad. I'm glad I reacted to it because I got to be mad first thing in the morning, and that's pretty fun. In his own way, he just wants the video game industry to be saved. But in asking for the video game industry to be saved, you're also cutting off a giant sector of players who now exist. We can't deny that women play video games. Because if women didn't play video games, we wouldn't have as many female developers as we have, right? If little kids didn't play video games, Nintendo still wouldn't be the most popular console. The Nintendo Switch is super fucking old and still being supported for a damn good reason. I mean, it's probably on its way out the door now. There was a lot of really bad points made in this video, but the underlying idea that we want video games saved, we want video games to be better again, is a totally fair assessment. Maybe these aren't the only types of video games that need to exist, but yes, we should make sure that we have good video games for every target demographic, right? We still have Call of Duty. I don't see the problem. Call of Duty still exists. Yeah, now there's like nasty, gross Fortnite-ification style crossovers in them that people don't like and they think suck, but Call of Duty still exists, right? We just had like the Metro games, like 6 years ago. Those games were badass, gritty sci-fi shooters. Okay, we've had games like I can't think of any of the God of War series. They're still manly games. Maybe there needs to be more of them, right? But in that same vein, saying that the cozy games and the games made for kids or for women or for gay men, I don't know where this idea that gay men can't enjoy the same video games straight men can come from, but that idea that those games need to disappear and go away doesn't at all save the industry or make the industry better. It makes it more niche, which is why the video game industry is better now or more profitable now than it was in the 2000s. Because there's more games for everyone. I think that's a good thing. Anyways, this video sucked. I'll link it in the description if I remember to. I don't think it's very. This was 13 days ago. It has so many views, and I bet you this comment section is either people being really mad or really glad someone talked the same way they think. And if you think this way, you're probably an idiot. Like, you have like too much testosterone in your brain and need to calm it down. And if you think this way and you're like a grown man and you're not married, you might be an incel. I'm just throwing it out there now. If you don't have a girlfriend or you don't have a wife and you think like this, you're an incel. And you're going to stay that way, bro. Look inward. Look